Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at my mod era dolls. The mod era is quite difficult to define. It's quite clear where it begins, so the mod era starts with twist and turn, but then it's very kind of murky as to when it ends. In 1971 they released the Malibu Barbie, and they were made in Japan using the mod tooling and stuff, but Malibu is quite different, so I don't really count her as mod. And then the following era, some people call it the Malibu, some call it Best Buy, and that's because the Malibu line kind of ran alongside the regular Barbie line, and the regular Barbie line were things like Walk Lively, Quick Curl, things like that, and they are kind of mod looking. So the way I define the mod era is any doll made while dolls were still being produced in Japan, up until 1971, but not including the Malibu line. I'd be interested to see how other people kind of define the mod era because it is so difficult. And today we are only going to be looking at Barbie, so not Ken, not Skipper, not Francie. Without further delay, I'm going to jump straight into it. My first doll I'm going to show you is this ash blonde, well, not really ash. I think she's meant to be the lighter blonde, but she's gone sort of like a greyish tone. But yeah, standard Barbie. She was gifted to me by my dear friend Elaine, and she is wearing Winter Wow, I think it's called, and that was a gift from my friend Eddie. Two gifts together from my best friends, and I'll give you a closer look at her face. So yeah, she's got this silvery blonde hair. And I don't actually have any TNT dolls. I've had a few in the past and they've just not really interested me that much, so I love the standards. They're an obsession of mine. And the next doll I'm going to show you is pretty much the same doll as this, but she does have her box. I got this doll I think last year, and it is New Barbie. And this is the first issue box with the rose backdrop. Now I cleaned this box up a bit. I had to re-glue the corners and such. I'll show you that a long ways. And it's got the vintage era illustrations with the American Girl. So there was a little bit of crossover. And I don't think this one has her, yeah, no, she doesn't have her hair color listed. But it's kind of two-tone. So I cleaned this doll up. I'll show you some before pictures. So that's her now. This was her before. And I really love this doll because I could tell from the way that she was still in decent condition, but she clearly had been played with. So I feel like she was really loved and cherished. You know, that just makes the doll so much more special to me. She came with her box, her stand, and her original swimsuit. I had to clean up her hair and I made the liner for her box. I would like to get the booklet for her one day. But yeah, I love standard Barbie, and I actually think my mum's childhood Barbie was the standard Barbie. When she saw another doll, a vintage doll of mine, in this kind of shoebox style, she was like, oh, my Barbie came in a box like this. She always remembered that her doll had pink bib and brace hot pants with white lace-up boots. She knew it was 100% a Barbie, like it had the logo and everything, but she couldn't remember much more. And then gradually over the years she remembered slight things, so like it came in a box like this. She said it had long blonde hair and it didn't do anything special, like talk or hold things or anything like that. So then she said it came in this, and I asked her, what did it come in? Did it come in the pink bib and brace hot pants, or did it come in something else? And she said it came in a red cozy. And I was like, oh, okay, so that makes it vintage, but vintage dolls didn't have long blonde hair. And then I came across a German catalogue that had the standard wearing the red swimsuit, and I have since seen other standard dolls packaged wearing the red swimsuit. So I think my mum had a standard Barbie with long blonde hair and the red swimsuit. Anyway, so I got this doll last year. I really wanted to have both versions of the standard Barbie, so I was really happy about that. The next doll is wearing an outfit that I made for the standard Barbie there, but I've decided to keep her all original. So I have put my talking Julia in this fashion. So I made this using upcycled fashions. Eddie gave me one of the dresses I used, and I would like to make a blouse for it later on. This doll was made in Mexico or Hong Kong? No, Hong Kong. So that is one of the other countries that produced dolls during the mod era, and usually it was the talkers that were made elsewhere. Yeah, they do tend to melt and fall apart, unfortunately, but I just love this doll's face, and I love the grey eyeshadow. And yeah, so I made this outfit for that doll, and I actually used the ribbon from her hair on the inside, so I'll just show you. Yeah, so I thought that was quite special because, you know, I wanted her to have her original hairstyle, but I also wanted to use that ribbon somehow. And I might keep this outfit with her later on when I have something else to put Julia in. I did for a long time want a side pony talker, and I did get a TLC one. I actually got a few more better ones, but they all seem to be missing plugs of hair for some reason, and I just kind of gave up. I was like, oh, she's not that different from a standard, and I'd rather just get a brunette standard. I love the side pony talkers because my mum quite often wore a side ponytail. She kind of looks like my mum, so like here's a picture of like an illustration of Talker Barbie and my mum. Part of my collection is kind of like, you know, inspired by my mum. Next doll I'll show you is Living. Well, this is actually Action Accents Barbie. So she is made in Japan. The Living Barbies were made in Taiwan, I believe. And I did have one of those, but the hair's quite wishy-washy and the faces are quite red and they melt. So I really wanted a Japanese version, just because I feel like they're higher quality. It's one of the only mod dolls that actually came in red. Now you'll probably see TNTs and standards with red hair, but it's debated, but a lot of people believe that they are just oxidized light brown haired dolls, and quite often when you see the red haired dolls, they are packaged as a light brown and the hair is quite brittle, so it kind of, yeah, seems like the hair has degraded. So if you want a Japanese made TNT Barbie, this is pretty much the only way you can get it and it be genuinely 100% a redhead TNT. So yeah, I'm really happy I got her. She wasn't too expensive. She does have a bit of greening at her elbow, but you know, it's hidden by this outfit, which I made myself using vintage fabric, which was purchased at a store called David Jones back in 1968. I have the original receipt with it. I just love it. I think it's really cute. This outfit is available for purchase in my store, so if you are interested, you can buy that. I'll have it linked in the description below. She has a little pink version of a David Jones bag. So pretty. Now these dolls do tend to fade, they can go yellow or white. I'm pretty okay with that. Now my favourite character, unfortunately, is Stacey, and I have had a few TNT Spit Curl Staceys over the years, and here is two of them side by side. Now I love Stacey with her original screening, but they do tend to go yellow, and with the orangey red hair, it's just too orangey yellow, and I really can't stand it, unfortunately. And I'm not really interested in a blonde, so don't have a Stacey. I don't think I ever will again. Anyway, moving on, we have the next standard. So this one's actually my favorite box. I love the pink and green, and it is just so of the time, like the geometric patterning and stuff, and it's like she's stepping out of the box. It's really lovely. My nephew described this doll as a catfish because when you open it, she's the light brown version. Love brunette Barbies. Light brown is particularly my favorite color because it is my colour. I actually got this one first, and then I was like, okay, I'll get the original one as a blonde so that I have a blonde and a brunette. But yeah, I love that swimsuit. And this lady here, she doesn't have her tag, but she came with her box, her liner, her stand, and like everything, and she looks barely played with. So I think maybe she was, you know, taken out on Christmas morning, played with, and then put away. She came with her original booklet as well, and that is a bit more TLC, so they probably kept the booklet out and looked at it a fair bit. But yeah, she's got her original polish and everything on. I'll show you the sides. There's not much on this box compared to the other. This one does have her sticker specifying that she's a light brown, and she has her original price tag, which is pretty worse for wear, but she came from a store called Long's, and she was $3.28 each. And this box is dated 1969, so it was the last issue, and the earlier ones have real eyelashes on the box, which was later removed because it wasn't true, and the very late ones have the center glance eyes. So I will show you this lady because I actually really love the center glance eyes. I was kind of hoping to get one of the standards with center glance eyes, but I took what I could get and what I could afford. This lady here was a gift from Ollie. She is a blonde hair fair with the short hair. She came with wigs. And this is the Japanese version with the rotational neck joint. And she has her original string sticking out there. Not sure if you can make that out. But she is wearing one of my favorite mod outfits, like my most favorite mod outfit, and it was one of my 3 Grail outfits. I got it fairly early on because it's not that hard to find. It's called Swirly Q. And the scarf is actually Skipper's from another outfit which was gifted to me by Eddie. But I think it's really cute to have the matching scarf with the dress. And she is on a Japanese living body. And, you know, they're quite posable. I like them. And if you want a mod doll with a rotational neck, then you have to have this body. So it wasn't a standard thing at the time. But yeah, I love how these dolls have the bendable feet as well. This is really cute. And then the last doll I have to show you is, now she's kind of Malibu, so it's, you know, this is where it gets murky. This was a European standard Barbie. This doll was also given to me by Ollie one Christmas. And she has the Malibu screening, but she is a mod doll, so she's like the pink skinned doll that fades. This is probably the closest I'll get to a Stacey because she doesn't have the orangey red hair. She has this strawberry blonde color, and it doesn't clash too much with the yellow face, so I can handle it. And she has the hard legs, which is on the twist and turn body, which means that her legs tend to splay a bit. And she's wearing a fashion which was gifted to me by my friend Elaine as well. It's like a Sears exclusive, Best Buy I believe. It's really pretty, cute, simple. I love the calico kind of simple stuff from the 70s. I know a lot of people hate it, but I love it. There's a closer look at her face. So it's the Malibu screening, Malibu hairstyle. It's just pink skin with strawberry blonde hair. So I feel like because she's made in Japan in 1971, she doesn't fall into that Malibu category completely. I feel like she counts as mod. Probably one of the last mods to be made. So that is my mod collection. It isn't big. I have owned a lot more. So I've owned Marlo flips. I didn't like them because they're side parted. So the hair is the same length on each side and it tends to look a bit longer on the side of the part. and then it's this lopsided flip, which really bugs me. I can't stand it. I've had a few hair fairs, brunettes, which didn't quite do it for me. They just weren't unique enough. Standard is the doll for me. I love my standard. I love my redhead living. Yeah, I feel like that's all I need for Mod Era. I don't have any Mod Era dolls that I'm after anymore. And honourable mentions. Montgomery Ward Barbie. She was made for the Montgomery Ward stores in the United States, and she was a reproduction. But yeah, she's quite beautiful, but she isn't mod, she isn't vintage, she isn't Malibu. She's kind of like a mishmash of all of it, and it's just a bit weird. So she kind of falls into a category all her own, although in my collection I count her as vintage. Okay, so that is it for this video. Please let me know in the comments below which era you'd like me to cover in the next collection video. I'll probably see you all next time with an unboxing. So until then, take care, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.